mysterious death curse washes over the land, driven by a powerful artifact known as the Soulmonger. 4 would-be heroes have been sent to the jungles of Chult to destroy the cause of this terrible affliction. Vale, the half-elven paladin, who's just now learning of his divinely granted powers. Ubo, the total monk from a distant land, who's as quick with his wit as he is with his staff. Brilinya, Aasimar warlock, sent on this quest by her temple, discovering herself in this strange new land. And Gunslinger Cole, tiefling artificer and archaeologist who may just dig up more than she bargained for. This motley band of adventurers must work together to brave the poisonous plants, venomous monsters, thundering dinosaurs, and rotting undead of the jungle. Join the omnipotent dungeon master Jake from Mini-Terrain Domain to see if our heroes can find the Soulmonger, uncover the deeper mysteries of Chult, and free the world from the death curse. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to Chult of Personality.
Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini-Terrain Domain, and this is Chult of Personality, a Tomb of Annihilation campaign that has been going on for over 2 years. And this is episode 61, Terracotta Tomb Troubles, as you are soon to find out, or maybe you remember from our last session. But we'll get you up to speed here in just a moment with a recap, because I feel like the players here are going to need a little bit of a recap as well. All right, looks like D&D Beyond overlay is working, because of course we're going to need to see where our heroes are in terms of hit points, which is a good opportunity to say thank you to D&D Beyond for giving us insider access, which allows us on the Mini-Terrain Domain streams to have the overlay and also to power the streams. I've got multiple tabs of D&D Beyond open, and I run all of my D&D games with Beyond. So thank you to D&D Beyond for that. I think I've hit my quota for the number of times I have to say D&D Beyond. So a couple other real quick announcements. One is, if you look down below M in the lower left-hand corner, you will see the logos for Jasper's Game Day, and you will see Initiative Coffee Company. So we're going to go ahead and throw that first chat command in there. At any time during the stream, you can type the word !Jasper, and that link will come up. Jasper's Game Day is an incredible organization founded right here in my home state of Michigan by Fenway, the teen DM, and it is dedicated to raising awareness of and elimination of suicide through tabletop gaming. Whenever you donate to Jasper's Game Day, whether it's through this link, through the coffee purchase that I'm about to share, or through other means such as the upcoming this May Jasper's Stream Week, which is a week of streaming games here on the channel, all to raise money. All of that goes to benefit crisis centers around the country. If you would like to get in on some of this aforementioned coffee and benefit Jasper's, you can follow the new link or type !coffee or go down below the stream. There's a tab there, and you can purchase Metade roast coffee, which is a delightful medium Brazilian and Peruvian roast coffee. For every 12-ounce bag that you purchase, $3 of that cost goes to benefit Jasper's Game Day and those crisis centers. This is a partnership between myself and Initiative Coffee Company and their Help Action brand of partnering with charity organizations. While we are on the subject of the mission and goal of organizations like Jasper's, this is something that is very near and dear to myself and many others on the stream. So we are always doing our best to promote this with every single stream that we run, and that is that you matter. You matter to somebody. You matter to us. You matter to somebody else in this world, and whether or not you believe that, your presence on this planet makes a difference, and we will continue to tell that in every one of our streams. But if you're struggling with that at any time during any mini terrain domain Twitch broadcast, you can type the word !help, and some resources will come up. They're also scrolling along the bottom of the screen continuously, and we encourage you, if you need help, to seek out help. You can call the National Suicide Lifeline in the United States at 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. And if you are a veteran, you can press the number 1 after dialing that number and be connected with a veteran specialist counselor. If you would prefer, you can text them at 741-741. If you are among our friends that are in Canada, you can reach the crisis text line in Canada by texting the word connect for English or parlay for French to 686-868. Or you can call the Canada Suicide Prevention Services line. Operators are available in English or French. Toll free, that number is 1-833-456-4566. And if you are one of our friends from around the world, you can use the hyperlink that is available at the bottom. And I will tell you that now. It is opencounseling.com/suicide-hotlines. There are a number of resources for all countries in the world that have those phone numbers and text lines available. Again, we urge you to use those resources if you need them. Let's see. Something I announced, I think on Thursday for the first time. We have a new merch store here on Twitch, running through Stream Elements. So if you click on the bottom down below the stream, there is a specialized Stream Elements merch logo, or just typing the word merch. It's the same great designs for Dawnbringers. We have a Chult of Personality design in there. We have an All That Glitters. We have a Legends and Legacies. All of the campaigns have their own design t-shirt that's in there, as well as the Bardic College, some wireframe dice designs. And as I come up with more ideas, I keep adding them, and it's a great way to support the channel. And then the last thing I'm going to promote, because it's relevant, as looking down below here, the party's only got 13 Domain Devils. What are Domain Devils or Domain Dice? Well, Domain Dice are our way for you to participate in the stream. That's right. For a $5 tip, 500-bit cheer, a subscription, a resubscription, raids. Sometimes if I'm just feeling generous, I never feel generous, do I? But those are all ways that the players are awarded Domain Dice. Those can be used to re-roll a d20 and take the new roll. Force me, the DM, to re-roll a d20 and take the new roll. You can use them for out of rest healing, for turning death saving throw fails into successes, and the Patron's Blessing 5 Domain Dice will turn any hit into an auto or a super crit, which is an automatic double max damage critical hit. But they only get Domain Dice from you, the viewers, or sometimes if they themselves resubscribe or use their meta ways to do so. All right, that is it for the announcements. Let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. So it's been a while since we've been here, but it's only been seconds for our adventurers in the tomb. Most recently in the 4th level of the Tomb of the Nine Gods, as they are working their way towards resolving the curse, the death curse that plagues the land, and towards the so-called soulmonger. They have uncovered 6 of the 9 tombs of the trickster gods. They find themselves just now in a 7th tomb of the trickster gods, and it was hard getting here. After sacrificing his arm, Vale led the party out of a small area of the tomb known as the Maze of Death, sacrificing his arm to a sphere of annihilation. They found a secret door and began moving through a series of elemental traps, finding themselves in a room in which sand was pouring in, and they realized very quickly that they needed to get out of there. All but Qualu moved to the edge as the weight of the sand caused the trapdoor in the floor to open. Qualu fell through, dropped down into stone rollers that crushed all but the last living breath from him, his bulky orc body dislodging the rollers partway. Mangled and bloody, unconscious, clinging to life, Qualu lay at the bottom, and with every ounce of strength managed to push a stone button that he saw, causing the rollers to retract and the others to see him. They were able to heal him up through magical means, but leaving him with his own scars. Most notably, one of his eyes was left damaged beyond even magical repair at this point. They were able to open the secret door, opening up into a very large sort of cross-shaped room filled with 48 terracotta warriors. In the center of this room was a tomb, a sarcophagus. The pathways between the warriors, leading west to east and north to south, were littered with broken pottery. Vale used his Misty Step to teleport to the top of the sarcophagus in an effort to investigate the sarcophagus. In doing so, he was able to determine that this appeared to be the tomb of Shagambi, the Commandant. It has painted design of a leopard with serpents sprouting from its shoulders. Realizing that he couldn't open the lid while he was still standing on top of the coffin, Vale attempted to lower himself quietly to the floor, forgetting for a moment that his right arm is missing below the elbow, or at the elbow. He attempted to use that phantom limb to stabilize himself and dropped 3 inches onto pottery, breaking it, the crack echoing audibly through the room, followed immediately by the sound of 48 terracotta warriors snapping to attention and drawing their swords. Vale, Taliel, Qualu, and Brilinya. Roll for initiative. I love sessions that start with an initiative roll. My players don't always like that, but I like it. Let's see here. I will get your initiatives in just a moment. All right, Vale, what do you got?
I got a 23.
All right. Taliel?
13.
Brilinya?
26.
26?
Yes.
Qualu?
11.
All right. As the Terracotta Warrior snap to, Brilinya, you are going to be the first, followed by Vale, followed by the Terracotta Warriors, followed by Taliel, followed by Qualu. Just as a quick reminder of positioning, Brilinya, Taliel, and Qualu are all standing on the far western wall. Now the players do have a map that they are referencing, but this is a large plus-sized room that is about 50 feet across in each direction, roughly. And in the center of the north wall, the south wall, and the east wall, there are illuminated sigils that look like some sort of teleportation runes. What they do exactly, you are unsure of. And Brilinya, you are currently 30 feet away from Vale, who is in the middle of the room. Vale, the one question we didn't clear up. When you lowered yourself off of the sarcophagus, in which direction did you go? Choose a cardinal direction.
I mean, I see what you mean.
Just so I know where you are.
Yeah, I probably would have been on the west side.
Okay, closest to your... Okay, so that then puts Vale within about 20 feet. Because you would be in that doorway, so we could say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, depending on... What are you going to do, Brilinya?
That is a good question. So they haven't moved yet. They've taken out their swords, right? The Terracotta Warriors. So
yes, they have all drawn their swords, but they have not taken any other movement action.
Okay. Then Brilinya is going to ready her Eldritch Blast. She kind of holds it to any of the Terracotta Warriors, any of the first Terracotta Warriors to approach Vale. She's
okay.
Let out 3.
I did also, as a note, I did credit your meta subscription, and I think what you're looking at is in the chat here. I noticed on a previous stream
yes.
that what you're looking at had resubscribed in a stream that does not use domain dice. So here's my generosity for you all. I'm going to give you that resubscription because what you're looking at is our first ever subscriber and has been subscribing for over 2 years. So I'm going to give you guys that domain die as well. All right. Brilinya's holding Eldritch Blast for any Terracotta Warriors that advance on Vale. Vale, it is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to run to the door. I'm going to run all the way to that door. I'm going to go through that door.
Just as a reminder, the other side of that door is a 10-foot pit. There is no floor in that room.
No, sorry. The door that I'm going back to where everyone else is.
You came out of a room that you had teleported into. That, remember, the sand had opened the trap floor, and there were the rollers and the 10-foot pit. There are no, as far as you know, this room has no doors in it, nor does the room you came from have any doors.
That's right.
But there are the glowing sigils in each of the cardinal directions, except for west.
Actually, no, you know what? I think I might as well just... Yeah, I'm going to go... I'm just going to... You know what? I am going to do what I had mentioned in the pre-stream.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on whatever effect is animating them. Yeah. And if it's a 4th level spell or higher, then I'll need to...
All right.
I'll need to roll for that.
Give me 1 second So you will have to roll for that because it is definitely higher than 4th level. I've got Okay. I've got the DC.
Cool. Now I'm just gonna double check here. So yes, okay. So then my modifier would be a +4, I believe, because my charisma is +4. Like it's not a straight roll, right? It would be a roll plus modifier.
Yeah, you're going to make an ability check using your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
So that'll be your charisma plus your whatever.
Sounds good.
Proficiency bonus.
Okay. So I rolled a 17 after my modifier. So
after your modifier.
Yeah.
Which direction are you? Are you aiming this?
I'm kind of aiming it like kind of directly into like the kind of center of the Terracotta warriors,
because it has a 120-foot range. You sort of almost direct the energy kind of at the floor, and you feel this pulse of magic, and it ripples through the Terracotta warriors, and you actually see them all sort of, and you see dust billow off of all of them, and they still appear to be moving.
All right then. Well, poop. That was kind of the thing. Okay, so looks like I'm going to be running towards the pit.
So I have to check something, because in doing so, you will be running past 8 Terracotta warriors.
Oh, well then, okay, never mind then.
So that would provoke 8 attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with maybe not doing that then. All right, I'll... Can I... No, I can't Misty Step. All right, I'll draw my rapier then. And get on the defensive.
All right. So, the good news is that within the scope of occupying spaces and everything, all 48 warriors cannot attack you at once.
Oh, good.
What I do need to know is for Qualu and Taliel and Brilinya. Well, I guess you all would be standing right in the sort of the doorway, because there was just a lip there. Had anybody previously stepped into this room? I believe you were all more or less standing at the threshold. You're all like, nope, we were not in there. Okay.
Yeah, Qualu was back in Port Nyanzaru, sipping a cold one right now.
Right. So, looking at the map here, Vale, there, where you're standing, on just to the left of that sarcophagus, there are 4 warriors. As soon as they lunge towards you, Brilinya, that's going to trigger your attack.
Okay, perfect. So she's going to make 3 attacks. So that is a 23, a 25, and a 19.
All 3 of those are going to hit.
Perfect. And then that is going to do 10, 10, and 7 points.
All right. 10, 10.
And is going to push them each back 5 feet.
Those spaces are occupied, so they're basically just sort of stopping. Except for, so when you're attacking 3 of them, are you attacking 2 to the north and 1 to the south, or vice versa?
Yeah, 2 to the north, 1 to the south.
Okay, so the one gets pushed sort of into the aisleway. The other one gets pushed to where he was. I've never more wished I had a battle mat in front of me. But never mind. It'll all work out. So what were the damages again? 10, 10?
10, 10, and 7.
10, 10, and 7. Okay. As you blast them, you see pottery breaking off. But they are standing stout. And they are going to, so that's 2, 3. They're still able to reach Vale. Another one's going to step down, so that actually makes it so that 5 of them can attack Vale now. Because one is going to step in to fill the void where the other one was. Getting drastic here. No, I'm not going to do that. What am I thinking? I was going to use a grease pencil and write on my monitor to try to mark these Terracotta Warriors, and I'm like, I don't want to be cleaning my monitor later. All right, so that is going to be Vale. 5 total warriors that are going to start attacking you. They have Terracotta short swords, and they are each going to attack you twice. So you're going to get 10 attacks against you, Vale. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 9 d20s here. I'm just going to roll them all. So there's a crit.
Just for ease of anything, the number you're looking for is 21.
Okay, so there's a crit. A 19 misses, an 18 misses, a dirty 20 hits. No, a dirty 20 misses. A 14 misses, a 19 misses, a 7 misses, a dirty 20 misses. A critical fail misses, so you'll get 1 opportunity attack. And then there's 1 more attack to resolve. That's out of 10 attacks, 1 of them hit you, and it was a crit. So the luck is definitely with you.
Here's the thing, and I'll totally roll for it if well, I'll probably roll for it. For that crit miss and that crit hit, the crit miss, can I just like kind of use the momentum of the Terracotta Warrior to kind of put that one in front of the critical hit that the other Terracotta Warrior is going to do?
Because it's awesome.
Cheeky.
It's awesome, I'm going to allow you to make a dexterity, a straight dexterity check at disadvantage because of your missing arm, as you're trying to sort of maneuver him in, and it's a very high DC.
Okay. Dexterity check or save?
It's a straight dexterity check.
Okay. Disadvantage. It's not going to pass, but it's a 13. But it was still a nice, good idea.
No, it was a really good idea. And you attempt to do this, but the one still manages to strike you for 14 points of damage with this critical hit. While you're ducking out of the way and attempting to maneuver it in, you still can make that opportunity attack against it.
And I will do just that. Not a disadvantage, right? No.
Nope,
It is a
just
disadvantage.
Well, yeah, you're disadvantaged on all your attacks because of your missing arm.
Aww. I got one of them rolls a nat 20. The other one rolls a 2. So it's a 11 to hit. Misses, I assume.
You go to hit at it and you slam your rapier into the sarcophagus, just missing it.
All right.
All right, I am
Gonna give me that. Roll me that beautiful damage.
You already got your damage.
Oh, what was the damage?
You took 14 points from the one crit.
Okay.
Kind of in between turns here. I'm making a grid because trying to manage 48 Terracotta warriors moving around. I don't know why I thought I could do that in my head.
Probably because like there's probably a note in that adventure where it says, "Oh, don't worry, it's not like your players would ever trigger this trap because that would be insane."
Weirdly, all it says is laugh in Chris Perkins.
That's accurate.
That's a shout out for Chris Perkins, who just celebrated a leap year birthday.
Yeah, what is he now? 7?
Right.
6?
Let's see. So, we are 2. I apologize. I should have done this prior to the stream, but I'm making a very hasty grid. But I want to be fair. Also, Taliel. Actually, hold on, because there are a couple that are going to attack against you guys, waiting in the wings. That. Just about got them. All right, and then oops, that guy's not there. That guy's here. Perfect. Okay. Much better. So, the ones in the waiting in the threshold there, they're going to move in. A couple of them on the wings are going to move in, and each of you are going to get 2 attacks against you. Taliel. That is another crit and a 22 to hit. So both of those are going to hit you, Taliel. Right? Okay. So that's going to be a 6 and a, let's see, 8 plus 13. So 19 total slashing from the, or piercing, I think, because it's short swords. 19 total piercing damage from the one on you, Taliel. Brilinya. That is a dirty 20 and a 17 to hit. Both of them?
Yep.
So you take 5 and 8, 13 points of piercing damage. Qualu. A 17 and a 6.
The 17 will hit.
You are going to take 8 points of piercing damage. As those ones move in on you. Taliel, it is now your turn. You are engaged with one. There are 3 of them crowding in on your side of the room. I would like, now that you've seen some action, you've been attacked by these things, I would like everybody to make an insight check real quick.
11.
I also got an 11.
I got a 14.
10 for me.
Okay, continue on.
Why do I have a feeling that that was really important that we made that? It's just...
Yeah, right. Okay, so we're surrounded. That means Taliel is going to pull out the longsword and I guess start trying to smash the thing in front of her.
All right.
So I get 3 attacks. So we have a 15, a 25, and a 27.
The 15.
Sorry. Add 2 to all of those numbers. So 17.
The 17, the Terracotta Warrior just manages to block your attack. But the other 2 are hits.
Okay. So this is a magical longsword, in case that matters. 6. That's 22 points of, was it piercing or slashing? I can't even remember. Slashing damage from the magical longsword.
How many points?
22.
For both attacks
For
total?
both, yeah, together. Yeah.
Okay.
If you need to break them down, let me. I can do that.
Nope, you're fine. So that one is still standing.
That is not a good thing.
I do need to retcon something because I was scrambling trying to find this information. Oops, I accidentally closed that window. Let me open this again real quick. Mike, when you did your dispel magic, I know you specifically said you were targeting, you were attempting to dispel the effect on all of them in range. Is that what you were doing? You're muted.
I was trying to get the effect, like whatever effect was.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because there's dispel magic. You can attack a creature, an object, or the effect. Okay. Never mind. We were good because you were attempting to dispel the effect overall.
Correct. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. No retcon.
Okay, then on that case, I'm going to use my action surge to hit this thing 3 more times.
All right.
Oh, the lowest one I got is a 25, but none of them are crits or anything.
Okay. All of them will hit. This time I would like you to separate the damages, or at least tell me what the first damage is.
Okay, first damage is 16.
All right. So with that, you destroy one of these Terracotta warriors, the one you've been attacking. You've done enough damage to it that your sword cuts through and adds to the broken pottery on the floor. You can move to the next one.
Yes, I think she would pivot then, and the next 2 attacks would go on to one of the other ones that was attacking, probably Brilinya.
Okay.
The one that was attacking Brilinya. So that'll be 10 points and 11 points.
All right. Okay. You chip away at the terracotta on this thing, but it still holds strong. Qualu. Was that the end of your turn?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Qualu.
Seeing this legion of soldiers ahead of me, he's going to say, Brilinya, get behind me. Then he's going to stomp the ground with the butt of his staff and be like, and seeing that Vale's getting swarmed by these things, he's like, come get some clay heads, as he's trying to get their attention. As he essentially goes up to bat, he uses his bonus action to activate his fighting spirit, and then go to town on these on any of these nearby terracotta warriors. So I get a bunch of attacks. That's going to be a 19 to hit, and then a 29 to hit, and then a 29 to hit.
Those are all hits?
Yeah. So I'll do each one distinctly so that you can tell me how much bleeds over. First hit is going to be 3 plus 9 is 12 plus 8. 20 magical bludgeoning.
Okay. Still standing.
Next hit's going to be 10 plus 4 plus 8. 22 points of magical bludgeoning.
You've destroyed one of the terracotta warriors.
Okay, and then the next hit is going to be 11, 14, 18, 26 magical bludgeoning.
That one is still standing.
All right, he's going to action surge to do this all again.
All right.
So it's going to be another Goodness gracious. 27 to hit, 25 to hit, and 20 to hit.
For ease, if you hit an 18 or higher, you are hitting a Terracotta Warrior.
Oh, perfect. And then this hit is going to do 14 damage.
All right, that first one is now done.
Okay,
Or rather, that second one.
His next hit is going to do 10 damage. And then the one after that is going to do another 10.
All right. So you've blasted through 2, and you've sort of stepped another 10 feet into the room as you're kind of walking through them. You've
That
actually,
is my turn.
you've actually, in order to keep attacking these and moving toward Vale, I envisioned, unless you tell me otherwise, I sort of had you moving towards that row, the first row on the south, and working in that corner there. So the first 2 westerly most of that south section are now dead.
Perfect. Yeah.
And you're sort of standing in that space, battering in on the one that's in the square, the third inn, the second Terracotta Warrior inn. All right.
That's
It
my
is
turn.
back up to Brilinya.
So this might be dumb, but there's a chance that something good could happen. So Brilinya is going to use her Wand of Wonder.
All
and-
right. Like, I knew where that was going.
But she wants to put the target as far away as she can from Vale and Quatlu, so like on the other side of the room, because it's 120 feet of range.
All right, and that's going to be dependent on what spell effect is rolled up.
Yes, exactly.
So if you have a spell that only has a range of 30 feet, it will only go 30 feet, but in that direction.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Roll a D100.
Okay. Oh god. That is a 12.
12. As you activate the wand and you aim across the room, there's a sudden surge through this Elmirage horn as a flash of light blasts backward into Brilinya, and you just hear her go, "Oh!" And Brilinya just appears to be stunned. But the look that she has on her face is not one of being wounded. She has this look like she just did the most amazing thing. And Brilinya, you are stunned until the start of your next turn, which does mean that you are incapacitated. You can't move. You can only speak falteringly. So I imagine Brilinya is like, "Oh my god, did you see?" You will automatically fail strength and dexterity saving throws, and any attacks against you have advantage. But in your eyes, it was awesome. Vale, you're not sure what Brilinya just did, but you're a little preoccupied at the moment, surrounded by Terracotta Warriors. What would you like to do?
I would actually like to use my bonus action right away, if that's okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when.
Yeah. And I'm going to use it to cast Shield of Faith upon myself.
All right.
So
Is that the one that gives you a +5?
+2.
Oh, Shield's the one I think I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So 2, Just give me one quick second so I can write this down in the awesome notes that is D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond. Check it out now. Hey, just because you filled your quota doesn't mean I filled mine. All right. So my AC is now 23.
All right.
Which is going to help. And then I'm just going to go ahead and attack, make myself some attacks. So I'm going to attack the nearest one to me with the rapier.
Just tell me if you're attacking up or down so I know which direction to direct your attacks.
Okay, up.
All right.
Because, yeah. Oh, no, wait. Give me a second.
Because the three of them around you, including the one right above you, have all been wounded by Brilinya's Eldritch Blast.
No worries. I just remember that it's all with disadvantage.
Yes.
That's why I had to roll twice.
Yep.
So that is a 17 to hit.
That one's going to miss.
Okay. And then, you know what? I'm going to try and attack it again.
Go for it.
Actually, I don't like rolling. I like rolling 2d20, so as opposed to, and the other one's a miss too.
These Terracotta warriors seem to be quite adept at parrying your rapier.
Well, that and rolling at disadvantage is really hard.
Yeah. So they are going to return the action. Looking at your position, there are one, and this one moved down, so he's not here. 1, 2, 3. There's still 5 that are able to attack you. Let's see if your luck holds out, Vale. The same die that rolled a crit fail last time rolled a crit fail again. You have an AC of 23, correct? So that's a 16,
Correct.
a 21, a 16, a dirty 20, an 11, an 11, a 7, an 11, and a 21. Not one of them hit you.
I would imagine this is very much like the anime style fighting, where it's like the bad guy is now just trying to hit the Super Saiyan after he yelled for absolutely no reason.
There's this moment where all of them come in with 2 attacks, and as they do so, you see 5 Terracotta swords come at you simultaneously, and they basically block each other. A web of Terracotta swords stops above your head. They draw back, and they come in from a different angle, and they seem to be working in sync. All of them miss again, but one of them doesn't interlock. It slams its sword down into the ground in front of you, granting you an opportunity attack as it critically fails.
Yeah, well, I guess I could try and make an attack on it. Yeah, why not? Yeah, another 17 to hit, which misses.
You strike its sword, but nothing else beyond that happens. So, Qualu. 3 of them are going to attack at you. So that's 6. Put that there. So that's going to be a 22.
That'll miss. I'm kidding.
15.
That'll hit.
A 19.
Mm-hmm.
A 16. A 13.
Yeah, 13 will hit.
And a dirty 20. So all 6 of these are hitting you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6d6 plus 8. So you're going to take 9, 15, 18, 21, 22, 30 points of piercing damage. Brilinya. There is currently only one that is able to get to you. But its attacks are going to be at advantage. So its first attack is a dirty 20. And a 23. for its second attack. So Brilinya, you're going to take 14 points of piercing damage. Taliel, there are 2 that are going to attack at you. Just straight up attacks, not at advantage. 16 and a 13.
Negatives.
So neither of those hit you, and that is going to clear up those Terracotta attacks. The 2, we'll call them squads on the far eastern side of the room, none of them have moved yet. They all seem to be holding their ground. It's only these ones that you've begun to engage with. And it is Taliel's turn.
I guess I'm going to continue to hit the ones in front of me. 3 attacks on them. Okay, so the lowest is a 25 to hit.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so that is 15 points.
All right, so that's going to kill another warrior.
Okay, so then the next 2 attacks, as she pivots to the next one, are 12 and 12.
The attacks are 12 or the damage?
Oh, sorry, the damage is 12 and 12.
All right, so that would be 24 total. Okay. And it does not fall as you shift to that one. You've chipped significantly away at it, but you've currently knocked out about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 6. Okay.
And I am not actually trying to go further into the room.
In order to keep attacking them like that, you would have had to have moved in a little bit.
Yeah, I moved in like the ones that attacked us, and I moved because I'm trying to protect, get Brilinya behind us so that she has a little bit of breathing room.
So the way I've sort of envisioned this is that in that, we'll call it the northwest platoon there, the one closest to where you guys were is the one that was attacking Brilinya, and you've killed it, and you sort of moved behind it and took those 2 out. So you're kind of standing in that area, and but you could absolutely move back if you want to be beside Brilinya.
Yeah, I think if we look at the squares on the where the big S is, if I 2 to the right and 2 down, so that's probably the furthest I would go into the room, if that makes sense.
Okay, that's where Qualu is.
Okay.
So I had you doing the same thing, but on to the north side instead of to the south side.
Oh, that's what I mean. I'm on the north side.
Okay.
Sorry.
Perfect. Okay, we're on the same page then.
Perfect.
Qualu.
All right, let's keep smashing, as Qualu likes to say. As he continues to activate his fighting spirit. Ha! Come on, clayheads! Is that all you got? As he makes 3 more weapon attacks on his turn. It's going to be a 22, and a 28, and a 27. First one's going to do 19 damage of magical bludgeoning. Second one's going to do 16 points of magical bludgeoning.
That one is dead.
And then lastly, off the table amount of dead bludgeoning damage. 11 points of magical bludgeoning.
All right. You've moved about 5 feet closer. And you're actually, though you're engaged with the ones kind of heading southwardly, you're actually 1 square southwest of Vale, who is immediately next to the coffin. So you are now sort of adjacent to Vale. Brilinya, you are no longer stunned. You're not sure what happened, but looking around, there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead Terracotta warriors, and you're pretty sure whatever you did that. And it's your turn.
Great. So yeah, I think Brilinya would just kind of smile, thinking that she did a really good job. And to keep it going, she would let loose another 3 Eldritch Blasts at the Terracottas that are in Kualu's way, as he's trying to make his way.
All right, so go for it.
Okay. So the one I don't think will hit, it's a 17.
Nope, that just misses.
Okay, yeah, and then a 22 and a 24.
Those will both hit.
So, oops. Yeah, okay. So that's 15, 13, and 14.
Well, you missed with the one.
Oh, right. Yep. That last one is not.
Okay.
Whoops.
Okay. So around you, Kualu, a couple of the Terracotta warriors have chunks of terracotta blown off of them. Vale, those also happen to be very near you, as Brilinya is blasting Eldritch Blast into here. What you gonna do? Vale?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
You do have the teleportation or sigils to the north, east, and south, and you do have the ability. I know I kind of scared you out of running that one time, but you can take the dodge, the dash, the disengage actions to mitigate some of that.
Dodgeball. No, you know what? Actually,
Or you can stand and fight.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic again, this time on... Do I recognize any of the sigils?
Give me an Arcana check.
Nope, that's an 8.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Well, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on at the north one.
Okay. At the north teleportation circle or sigil, or
yep, right the sigil. Knock out that sigil. Yep, just gonna give her.
All right, give me a second to see. Let's see. So that would be okay. Make a what was I forgot what the check was.
Look, Mike, it's above a level 3. Just roll the damn D20.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what kind of check.
I don't know. I like the.
Oh, that's right. You're using your spellcasting modifier. That's what it is.
Yeah. So that is a 16.
All right. You take a shot at the north sigil, concentrating your magical energy, and you notice that the sigil was sort of flickering, almost like a fluorescent light that isn't fully illuminated or is dying, and it was just sort of... And as your magic hits it, it goes... And the sigil vanishes. You have dispelled that sigil in the north.
And did it do anything good?
You have dispelled the sigil in the north.
In the north. Okay, that's it. All right. Well,
You know that whatever that sigil did, it will not do anymore.
I don't know what the sigil did.
Exactly.
Why you got to be like that? Okay, then that's my action. Oh, hold on. Okay, so now here's the thing. I guess then I'm gonna have to drop my my magic bonus then for my armor of faith, shield of faith, which is a concentration.
Dispel magic isn't concentration.
Well, I thought it's whatever's a concentration spell. If you try to cast another spell, regardless of what it is. Oh, it's just two concentration.
You just can't have two concentration spells. You can be concentrating and cast other spells, but if you cast a concentration spell, you lose concentration on that one.
Gotcha.
Okay. So yeah, your shield of faith is still active. All right, is that your turn?
Yeah, I'll probably maybe see if I can take like a 5-foot step over towards Qualu. Or is there just gonna be like a little gaffer towards me?
So he's kitty corner from you. There's a Terracotta warrior, a couple of them that are engaged with you. So moving will draw at least one, possibly two opportunity attacks.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
I mean, there's always the sarcophagus in the middle of the room next to you too.
That's also true.
So you're gonna stand your ground?
I'll stand my ground. Standing good.
All right. So now it looks like the only 3 are going to attack you now, since Qualu has drawn some of their attention. An 11, a 17, a 17, a 14, a 6, and a 23. Man, literally, out of all these dice I have rolled, only 1 attack per round is hitting you.
Nice. I'm okay
the
with
luck
that.
of Ubtao is with you. So you are going to take, from this attack, that's going to be 8 plus 2, 10 piercing damage. Qualu, you are getting attacked by 4 Terracotta warriors.
Only 4 rookie numbers. Get those numbers up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is going to be an 11.
Yep, that'll hit.
A 10.
Nope, that will not hit. Qualu does have standards.
A 6. An 8. Another 8. A dirty 20. A 21. And one of them critically fails, so you'll get an opportunity attack.
That sounds like 3 hits against me.
Yes, 3 hits. So you're going to take a total of 13 plus 6. 19 piercing damage. And then you get 1 opportunity attack.
Yeah, I'll do 12 magical bludgeoning to that dude.
And so the one directly south of you is now dead. Okay.
Did you say 19 damage to me?
Yes, 19 piercing total.
Yeah, perfect.
I keep forgetting you're not a barbarian because I keep wanting to ask if you're raging.
Qualu is raging, but he's not mechanically raging.
Right. Okay. And then Taliel. There are 3 that are going to... Well, hold on. That one will go for Brilinya. So 2 of them are going to attack Taliel. 9 and 6. So that's not going to work. Brilinya, 16.
Yeah, that just hits.
3 piercing damage. Okay. Taliel, you're up. You have 3 that are within your area of attack. The one directly south of you that attacked Brilinya looks like it's in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, that would be the one that Taliel would target first. And then she would hit the ones behind, around her on the other side. Okay, so this is not very good for rolling. 14, 15, so those miss, and then a dirty 20. So only 1 hit.
Okay.
So that is 15 points of magical slashing as she hits the
So
one on
you
Brilinya.
eliminate the last one that was threatening Brilinya.
And I missed the other 2, yeah.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 total Terracotta warriors. So there's only 39 left.
Perfect. And that's a bonus action. I'm going to do second wind.
Okay. That's going to take us to Qualu.
Hey, clayheads! How come you're attacking him more than me? As I get to work, smacking these Terracotta warriors. I can no longer activate my fighting spirit because I'm all out of uses. So I'm going to use some regular old attacks.
Old school Kumo D starts playing I Go to Work. That's all I remember of that.
It's going to be a 20 to hit. A 17, a miss. Oof, and then a 24. So that's 2 hits.
Okay.
First one's going to do 12 magical bludgeoning, and the next one is 15 magical bludgeoning.
Both of those are going to kill. So basically, if you look at that lower, not platoon, squad of 12, the entire first 2 rows, except for the last one on the right, are completely eliminated by Qualu. So you've taken out 7 of the warriors in that row, Qualu. So 5 remain. We're back to Brilinya. Also in the top row, the first 4 on the top and bottom. So 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top of that. Those first 2 rows are gone. Brilinya, it's your go.
I think Brilinya is still helping Qualu out with those around him, so just 1, because I pre-rolled and only 1 hit.
Which ones are you attacking? The ones around Vale?
Qualu.
Or Qualu?
Yeah.
All right.
And that is going to do 7 points of damage.
All right. Perfect. Vale, where you are standing right now, there are only 3 to the north that are adjacent to you. And then you have the coffin immediately to your right, and then the sigil to the east wall and the sigil to the south wall. And Qualu is kitty corner from you to the south.
How far am I from the sigil on the south wall?
In a move of 25 feet, you could get to that sigil.
Okay. I'm going to have to do that because I'm all out of dispel magics.
All right. Are you taking any kind of... How are you going to get there? Are you going to just draw the opportunity attacks on the way?
Well, I guess actually, yes, I am. I'm really banking on that higher AC to help me out.
Okay.
So,
And is your intention to go directly to the sigil?
Correct.
Okay. So you are going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 opportunity attacks. But hey, every time I roll a fistful of dice against you, you've been doing all right. 7 d20s.
I'm going to laugh if it's all 20s. That would just be like...
No, but it's a 23.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. A 22, a 22, a 22. A 19, a 15, and a 16. Another single hit out of all of them. That Shield of Faith was... Putting your faith in Ubtao was the best thing you could have done. So you will take 6 points of piercing damage. And as you go running through Qualo, you see Vale just kind of slip past around the side of the coffin, makes a beeline for that southern rune, and I just need to see. Interesting. Okay, Vale. You all watch as Vale runs to that rune, and suddenly vanishes.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm not going to lie.
And Vale, roll me a d4.
Typical. The one time that I pull out this huge ham hock of dice, and like the only die that doesn't come out is a d4. I rolled a 2.
I have privately messaged you the result of what happened when you stepped on the teleportation circle.
Shut up, Connor. Wait. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the key word in front of the noun is the adjective, I guess. The state of that noun. So you don't have to worry about that. You just are, your current state may be problematic. So Vale appears to have been removed from this equation. At least for the time being. It is now the Terracotta Warriors' turn. So, let me see where our current ones are. So there are 3 of them that are going to attack Qualu. 5, 6. There's a nat 20, a 14, a 17, a 16, a 13, and a 6.
The only one that misses is a 6.
Okay, and the nat 20 was with my lovely, green screen's messing with it, the Atcon die. So from that at 20, you're going to take, that'd actually be 8 plus 3, so 11 from that one. And then the other 4 will be 1, 6, 12, 17, 25 points of piercing.
25.
And then Brilinya, as I understand it, you are still standing in the threshold. So
Yep.
this one is going to... All right, 2 of them are attacking at Taliel. That is another nat 20. A 17, an 18, and a 15.
The 18 hits.
And the nat 20.
Yeah.
So that'd be 8 plus 4 is 12 for the nat 20. And then 6 for the other hit. And then none of them are moving any closer. Taliel, it is your turn. You have the couple that are engaged with you. Brilinya is still at the edge. Vale appears to have disappeared. Qualu is about 15 or 20 feet to the south of you, fighting with his own group of warriors. There's still roughly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 warriors in this squad that you're dealing with. 5 in Qualu's squad, plus another 24 on the other side of the room. The unopened sarcophagus in the middle of the room, and the circle that appears to have teleported Vale to the south, and one more sigil to the east. What would you like to do?
I would like to smash at the Terracotta warriors that are engaged with me. So I'm going to attack them first. Okay, so the lowest is a 16 to hit, so that one misses. And then we have 21 and 28, so those 2 hit. Okay. So
Okay.
Two hits. Oh, those are nasty damages. Okay, so that is only 10 points and 9 points.
Okay.
So I didn't kill one, did I?
No.
No.
I'm seeing a lot of red on your guys' hit points.
Yeah. I am going to hold my ground. I'm not moving forward. These 2 are still on me, so I'm trying to keep their attention away from Brill. And that's where I stay.
All right, hold on. My screen is going haywire. There we go. All right. So, Qualu, you have 3 that you are basically engaged with. The coffin is within about 10 feet of you. Qualu is the closest to the coffin of everybody, but Taliel is also could be there within a move of 15. Taliel has enough of them occupied. Brilinya could also make a line to it without getting attacked.
Qualu would like to continue holding off the Terracotta warriors.
All right.
So he'll keep pressing the line to make sure that nothing bad happens. Because I have a dreading suspicion something's bad's gonna befall us if we relax. The lowest roll I got was a 20 on hits.
All right, all hits.
10 damage, then 9 damage, and then...
Hold on. 10 and 9. Okay, with the second hit, you take out another one.
All right, perfect. And then that's going to be another 15 on top of that.
Okay. So there's only 4 left to the south on the section that you're attacking as you're sort of wading through them. And that's back to Brilinya at the top, unless you have any bonus actions or anything you want to do. And actually, before we start this new round, let me make a note here. We're going to go ahead and take a break, as it is 10 o'clock now. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break, roughly 10 minutes. So please, first of all, thank you for everybody who's hanging out, chatting there in the chat. We really appreciate seeing you there. Stick around for about 10 minutes, and we will be right back. And we're back. The party is getting they're actually honestly, the party is holding their own for the most part against these Terracotta warriors. The blessing of Ubtao is somehow keeping their Terracotta swords from striking Vale. We were just saying in the off camera here that I've probably rolled 30 or 40 d20s versus Vale in this combat and have only hit like 4 times. So that's incredible. And I think even without, except for that last set of opportunity attacks, without your Shield of Faith, most of them would have missed. But yeah, you guys are holding your own. Top of the order, you've got 2 sigils, one on the right east side of the room, the one on the south that Vale disappeared through. There are currently only 4 remaining Terracotta warriors in the south squad that Qualu has been wading through and shattering them with the goat staff of striking that he has. And then on the northern section, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left up there. And then, of course, there's the 24 left on the other side of the room. So the Brilinya, you also have the coffin in the middle of the room that is so far nobody has attempted to open. Brilinya, what would you like to do?
So I do think that seeing how well the last time went for Brilinya, she thought she did something there. She's going to use the Wand of Wonder again. And since she's out of spell slots. And she's going to make sure that it is also away from Qualu and Taliel. So on that other, where the 24 ones are.
Okay.
53.
You cast the spell across the room. You see magical energy arcing from Brilinya's Wand of Wonder, the El Mirage Horn. And on the far side of the room, one of the Terracotta warriors suddenly goes and enlarges to twice its size.
Actually, no. So, sorry, I just read it. If I didn't target a creature, I become the target.
Oh, you are correct.
Yeah.
So instead, we'll retcon that because you targeted a general area. The magical energy bounces off the far wall, reflecting back to you. What does it look like, Brilinya, as you become twice your size?
Man, I so imagined like from Alice in Wonderland when she just begins just like growing and just like kind of, she's also in the entranceway, which I imagine is quite small, so she has to like kind of she feels kind of cramped in this space.
Yes, your head is definitely pressing up against the ceiling.
So
mechanically, you have advantage on strength checks and saving throws. And if you use a weapon, you'll add an extra d4 to the damage, as you are now a large-sized Brilinya. And your voice has dropped a couple octaves.
Oh, all right. Yep. That is.
All right. Do you want to take any movement?
No, but I think she's. Well, I think she would take a step into the room, so that she can see things better. Because I feel like it'd get a bit cramped.
A little heavier step, as your weight is now 8 times what it was.
All day. So, but she is going to cast some healing light to Taliel, I think. Which is going to be 11 points of healing.
That's that doesn't matter. Never mind. That's a bonus action, right?
Yes. And that's it.
Okay. Well, we're going to momentarily leave the scene of this Terracotta warrior battle as we find ourselves in a familiar location, one in which we were not too terribly long ago. It is a 15-foot by 15-foot room where a single mirror is mounted to the wall. A mirror that previously trapped Brilinya, but Brilinya, using her notes, figured out how to deactivate the mirror. So fortunately, Vale, in his new form, is not trapped in this mirror. Instead, Vale, you see your reflection as you are in the form of a bat. You have been polymorphed into a bat. And you recognize where you are. You know that if you turn around, the long hallway leads to the maze of death in which you sacrificed your arm. You know that if you go back to the north, you'll end up in the sort of atrium area where that big balcony is. You also know that the only way you got to where you were in the first place with where your friends currently are is by traversing through the elemental trap rooms, and each one of them teleported you from one to the other. Though the entrance to the first chamber is reachable on the other side of the atrium area. Just checking something on the polymorph spell. So the actions you can perform are limited to your new form. You cannot activate, use, or wield, or otherwise benefit from any of your equipment. And, well, you are in the form of a bat. So you currently have 1 hit point.
Dope. All right. Well.
And a flying speed of 30 feet.
Oh, cool. Oh, well, as you do. If I looked around, could I see that same sigil anywhere nearby?
You do not.
Didn't think so, because that would just be too easy. All right. I'm just going to have to fly back towards them. Now, aren't I, and again, just help me out here. Am I still on the same level as them, or aren't I 1 floor up?
So technically you are sort of a floor up, because when you exited the maze of death by opening your arm or sacrificing your arm, you went downstairs. But you also know that the hallway through which you entered those elemental trap rooms was to the east of the grand staircase access, which you could get to by flying to the north.
Okay, so then I'll probably end up doing that.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So in your current form, you can just make it to where you can see the balcony looking down where those 4 gargoyle statues are, and to the east is the hallway that has the secret door that led into the first of the elemental rooms that led to where your friends are.
Okay.
So you just use your action to, that's assuming you use a dash action to just fly as fast as you can.
Yeah, and that's probably what I'll end up doing.
The nice thing is you have 2 wings. You weren't limited to only 1 wing.
Yeah,
'Cause-
that would have been an extra dick move.
Because a bat's walking speed is 5. You'd be
Yeah.
eventually, if any of the players survive, they come out there just to find a one-winged bat crawling across the floor. Help me! Okay.
You just killed M, I think. M's dead now. That's it. Put a death token right in front there.
So it's now the Terracotta Warriors' turn. Looking at my map, we're going to have just 2 of them are able to attack Qualu. That is an 8, a 9, a 23, and a crit fail. So, Qualu, you take 6 points of piercing damage. And then that same one that hit you on its second attack, it over-attacks. Opens itself up to an opportunity attack, which happens to be the one that's already been hit.
So I'll use that opportunity to deal 14 magical bludgeoning damage to it.
And you kill another one.
26 to hit. Yeah.
2 are going to attack at Taliel. Oh boy, that's a 12 and an 11, a dirty 20, and a 22.
Those last 2 hit.
So that's going to be 14 total points of piercing damage from them. None of them are advancing towards Giant Brilinya, as they are currently occupied. And the 2 squads to the east have stayed holding their ground for the time being. Just as a matter of keeping you informed, there are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the north, 3 to the south. Taliel, you are up.
I'm going to hit the one of the ones in front of me. All my attacks. Okay, so that's a 31, a 23, and then I got a 1 on the die.
For attacks?
Yeah, I think I have an inspiration, so I think I want to re-roll that 1.
Okay.
It made it a 2, so but that's better than a 1.
A 2 is better than a critical fail.
Okay, so we only have 2 hits.
And 2 of these that you're attacking have both already taken damage.
Yeah, I'm going to, for the lack of better, I don't know if they're left or right, we'll say this is all going on the left.
Okay.
Okay, so the first hit is 16.
Okay.
And then 13.
All right, so you eliminate another one.
Yeah.
You have... Okay, yeah. Yep. All right, anything else?
No, because there's still 1 in front of me, right?
There's technically still 2. One is sort of kitty corner from you.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, no, I take that back. There's just the 1, because you hadn't moved forward any
That's right.
additional. So there's just the 1 that's sort of kitty corner from you.
Yeah, then that will end my turn.
Qualu, you've got 3 that you can actively engage with.
Yeah. And I rolled my attacks. Lowest one I got was a 26. So first one will do 14 damage. Next one is 11.
All right.
Next one is 16.
All right, you take out another one.
And he'll stand his ground and make sure that he's between himself. He's between himself. He's blocking these 3 from really advancing towards anyone else.
Well, there's only the 2 left.
Yeah.
And
Oh, sorry, the 2, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And you're sort of just moving sort of down around that corner to the south.
Yep.
To engage with them. Brilinya. Big Brilinya, I should say. What would you
Big
like to
Linya.
do? Big Linya?
So I think Brilinya this turn is going to, like, her hand begins to glow, and I imagine it's so much brighter and more radiant now because it's just so huge. And she is going to place her hand on the wounds that she is sustaining in the blood that she has been accruing this time, as she has healing hands on herself, which heals her 12.
Okay.
Oh, I just accidentally did damage to myself.
Whoops. You're so used to pressing the red one, press the green one.
Yeah. And then looking at Koalu, she's going to use her bonus action with this same energy, the same glowing hand. She's going to reach out and heal Koalu 8 points.
All right. Vale. Or what, Brilinya, is that all you're doing?
Yes.
All right, Vale. You.
More flying.
All right. Let's see.
So much more flying.
Right. Let me check something. Okay. I just had to check something for the area you're moving through. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay. You are able to maneuver flying. Actually, let me check this. Because you're flying, you wouldn't have to go down the stairs. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40. You are about 15 feet. You start flying down that hall, and you're 15 feet away from where the secret door is. Though, when you entered that room previously, it closed behind you. So, you know where the secret door is on the wall. You're about 15 feet away from it in the form of a bat as you sprinted towards it. The Terracotta Warriors, 2 of them will attack Qualu. There we go. That is a 13, a 14, an 18, and a 21.
Yeah, that sounds like 4 hits against me.
So as these 2 start swinging their sword, you're going to take... Oh. Rolled all 4s and a 3. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15 plus 8. 23 points of piercing damage. And then Taliel. This one is going to move down here to engage with you. So 2 of them are going to engage with you, Taliel. That's a 14 and an 8, a 9 and an 11.
All miss.
Okay, that takes us to Taliel.
Seeing them, they just keep coming, so she is just going to keep attacking. Starting with the one she's already hit before. Holy Hannah. Those are really bad rolls. Yeah, I got 2 1s. And the other one would be a 21. So how many of those things can I use in a turn to reroll dice?
As many as you want.
Okay, I'm going to use 2 to reroll the 2 1s.
And they're gone.
Okay, so that's much better. So the lowest roll now is 17, which I believe misses.
Yes, 17
so
misses.
Okay, so the other two hit for 11 points and 13.
All right, so you take out another one.
Awesome.
And if you're not going to do anything else, then we'll go to Qualu.
Yeah.
2 more of that squad remain.
It's smashing time. Gotta clean them up. That's going to be a critical hit, a 28, and a 17. So that's going to be a miss.
All right, so a crit, a hit, and a miss.
All right, so
The crit is automatic max damage, then roll your damage dice on top of that.
where do I see my race? Here we go. When I roll a critical hit, I get an extra damage dice. Perfect. Okay, so the crit
yeah,
is gonna be,
so that'll be included in the max total,
yes.
and then you'll re-roll that as well.
Okay, so that's going to be 7 plus 2, 9. Oh no, I get to re-roll this too. Turns into a 1. Thank you. That's 8 plus 8 is 16 plus 16, which is 32 damage for the crit.
So with that single hit, you bring it down on the head of the Terracotta warrior and disintegrate it.
And the second blow will go to the second one for 11 damage.
All right. And you are effectively standing kitty corner from the sigil through which Vale disappeared.
Perfect.
So you are now in the space that is... Oh, I take that back. You are 10 feet away from the sigil. Having waded your way through all of these, eliminating, single-handedly, I should say, eliminating 11 of the 12 Terracotta warriors.
I've used both of my hands to defeat these Terracotta warriors. Don't.
That's right. Vale's the only one that defeats
We don't want
things
to trivialize
single-handedly.
Vale's experience here. Yeah.
That's going to take us back to the top of the order with Brilinya.
So, all the ones in the south are gone, right? Qualu got them.
Nope, there's one remaining.
Okay, so then Brilinya is going to aim her Eldritch Blast at that one last one.
You just have line of sight.
Perfect.
Also, while you're rolling that up, Dice Ogre has called you all Hulkwalu, Batman, Wand of Wonder Woman, and Taliel needs a superhero name. Nicely done, Dice Ogre.
I got a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Nice.
And a nat 20.
Well, nat ones would normally open you up to opportunity attacks, but there's nothing standing near you, and it doesn't make sense on a Eldritch Blast. However,
and a 27. So.
There is a thing, because you're shooting Eldritch Blasts, right?
Yeah.
You shot 2 of them or 3 of them?
Well, I rolled for 3, but only 2. Yeah, I rolled for 3 though.
2 hit, and 1 was a critical fail.
Yeah.
Roll damage on all 3 of them.
Uh-oh.
Because you're shooting right next to Qualu. And you rolled a crit fail.
Okay. Well, okay. Can I do my crit success first? Because that
Yes.
makes me happy. Before I inevitably hit quality. So that'll be a 28 for the crit.
Okay, so you disintegrate the last remaining, taking the final kill of that squad from Qualu. And then to add insult to injury, you hit Qualu with another Eldritch Blast.
no.
Or how much?
So that is going to be, say, 8.
Qualu, the Terracotta warrior disintegrates in front of you, and then you feel a force. Hold on a second. Does he get pushed when you hit him?
5 feet.
Qualu, you slide along the ground, and you are now standing inches from the teleportation sigil. If you had been 1 square further, you would have pushed him right into the teleportation sigil.
All you hear from Brilinya, sorry.
Sorry.
When I said get behind me, I don't mean shoot me in the back.
So then I had one more that hit with a 27. So
There was
is-
no other targets.
You're gonna hit me with it?
So you can redirect it. You can
Yeah,
redirect it to the north.
Yeah.
Hit
That's what
Taliel
I'm
for
gonna
good
do.
measure.
So go ahead and roll damage on that one.
So that's a 15.
Okay. Oops. My red pen. I think probably afterwards, if I remember, I'm going to tweet this image out of this nightmare of trying to track this combat with 48 Terracotta warriors. This chicken scratch battle map I've made. All right, Brilinya. Taking your attack, so you can still stand your ground where you are?
Yes.
I mean,
Yep.
for all intents and purposes, most of the room is clear. It's all broken pottery in that whole southwest quadrant. And there's about 5 remaining to the north, besides, of course, the 24 on the other side of the room. But all right, Vale, what are you going to do? You're 15 feet from the secret door entrance, but you're in the form of a bat.
Ah, boy. I really don't know. I mean, I guess I could flutter back in, but I don't think I'm really going to be able to do much of anything.
Flutter back into.
Well, so I'm in that hallway, right, where we first found the fire room.
Yes,
That's where I'm at, right?
But the door to the fire room is closed.
Yeah.
Because when you entered it, it closed behind you. There
Okay.
is a grinning devil head at the far end of this room. But it had an opening in its mouth that did not have the infinite darkness in it. It just had stone in its mouth.
Okay, so it ends at basically a dead end, the hallway.
Well, there was also the stairs that led up to the maze of death that you came through that had the sphere of annihilation that took your arm.
Yeah, no, we're not playing that game. We're not playing that game. Game's done. Over. Can I make a perception check to see if there's any way else that I can, kind of meander around? Maybe, I don't know if bats have a special thing for that. Like, I don't know.
You have
Fey-radian echolocation.
You do have echolocation that just lets you use blind sight to 60 feet. So I'll say give me a perception check.
Am I using my own?
No, you are going to use the bat's perception check.
Okay, that's what I kind of thought.
Which is a +1. But I'll let you do it at advantage.
Actually, I gotta know. Hang on a sec.
Oh, you have advantage anyway, because it's.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to
you're a
see
bat.
if I just wanted to see if I was more perceptive than the bat, and I am, thankfully. I got a 12.
So, using your eyes and your ears, there's not really anything you can do about going through this closed secret door. There is the room that has the 4 gargoyles in it. They're surrounding a pit that goes downward. And there was a hallway that went to the west back up on the balcony. And that had another room that shot off to the north, but beyond that, you can see the skull or green devil face in the wall to the east. And as you're listening, you hear the sound of tiny feet skittering on the stone inside. Something small is inside the green devil head.
All right, I guess I'll fly towards it.
All right. Flying toward it, you find yourself... Do you go inside it?
You know what? I'm going to get sure. I'll give her. Go inside it.
As you fly inside this sort of 3-foot diameter, 3-foot deep room or opening, you find that there is a small lizard clinging to the inside of the wall in here. And as you fly in, it seems to make a noise that lizards don't normally make. It sounds like it's talking. What languages do you speak?
Well, I mean, no animal languages, but Common, Draconic, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Okay, you do not understand whatever it is that it's saying. And it sort of hisses at you.
Why do I have a feeling that I was going to need to understand deep speech? I'll land near it and make non-threatening gestures, as one does when one is a bat. I am not going to even attempt to explain what I mean, but you know what?
Just roll a charisma check with the bat's charisma.
Which is?
-4. Or -3.
Oh. For the record, bats are kind of cute. I mean, they're like cute little mice, but with wings. Oh my god, I rolled a natural 19. I'm not even kidding.
The lizard seems to be quite intimidated. With its -4, I technically rolled a -2. So it seems to be cowering in fear of you in your bat form. All right. If you're going to just stand there, or rather cling there and not attack it, you're sort of being non-threatening. You sort of possibly have made a lizard acquaintance. So unless there's anything else you're going to attempt, we're going to move on.
Oh, actually, the only other thing is that, so the lizard is just inside the devil's mouth, or it's beyond it, beyond it inside like a room, right?
It's basically the devil's mouth is hollowed out into this sort of 3-foot spherical opening. It doesn't go into a room or anything like that.
Gotcha.
So where it kind of, basically the lizard was clinging to the backside of the teeth of the open mouth. And you're sort of clinging to this inside of the stone inside that mouth. All right, Terracotta Warriors. Qualu, with where you're standing next to the sigil, it has now pushed you to directly next to 2 of the southeastern squad of Terracotta Warriors. So 2 of them are going to attack you. I need to see. something for this room. Okay. So those two. The first one, a 16 and an 18. A
Yep.
dirty 20 and a nat 1. So 3 hits for 8 plus 6, 14. And then you get an opportunity attack on one of them.
Yeah, for 16 damage on a 23 to hit.
Okay.
You
and
said
then
13 damage to me, right?
6, 7, 8, 14.
14, excuse me. Okay.
Taliel. 1. Who's attacking that one? Okay. A 10 and a 16. All right, both of those miss. Taliel, it's your turn.
So I just have the 1 on me now, or is there still?
Oh, wait. You... Okay, I got you. Yeah, only one of them attacked.
Okay.
There's still 2
But-
that are within range.
Okay. We'll continue to smash at them. So a 17 does not hit, so that means I just hit twice. Okay, so as my sword bounces off on the first hit, I then hit for 14 points.
That one is dead.
Awesome. And then move to the second one and do 12. I don't move, but I hit
Right, you
it
sort
with
of
a-
pivot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's
1, 2, 3, 4 total. On this side. There's technically 5 because 1 is still over in front of the sarcophagus.
right. Yeah, no, I'll stand my ground. Yeah. That's
Qualu.
what I will do this one.
Qualu's looking pretty winded at this point. Trying to dodge blows and try to, smash these endless stone warriors. He's going to activate his second wind. Doodle-doodle-doo, as a bonus action. Regaining. Woohoo! Almost max amount. That's 21 hit points back. Bloop. With newfound victory, you said there's 2 more Terracotta warriors with him, right? At least.
There's the 2 that attacked you of that were the closest to be able to engage you of that squad, and they look like they at any moment could start closing in on you.
Yeah. He'll keep striking these things, but if he strikes them down enough to be able to move backwards a bit to get some more space, then he will. But that's kind of abstract here. It's a 24, 29, and a 19 to hit.
All hit.
Yeah, for 12.
That one's dead.
And then 13. And then another 12.
All right. So you've destroyed the 2 that were engaged with you.
All right, perfect. For my move, I will back up a bit, withdrawing to get a better stance, I guess, near where Brilinya is.
So you're going to go all the way back to Brilinya?
Yes. If that makes sense. I think it does make sense, because Taliel's up in the top right, correct?
Yeah, she's kind of moving a few squares closer to the center, but still up in the top right. So you're basically withdrawing all the way back. Got you.
Yeah, I want to be within about 15 feet of the west wall.
Okay. Brilinya.
Brilinya is going to turn now that Qualu is kind of away from the immediate danger, she's going to turn her attention onto the soldiers surrounding Taliel and try and get them off of her back. So she's going to aim for the ones that are just right in front of her with her Eldritch Blast, of course. So one misses, definitely, and then the other two hit.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Okay. So that's going to be 7 points of damage and 13 points of damage.
That will destroy that one.
And Brilinya is going to move closer to the sarcophagus.
All right, you have enough movement to get right up next to it.
Perfect. And that is where.
And it will not take an, because Vale determined that it was not locked in any way. It will not take an action. It'll be an object interaction to open the lid, especially in your giant size.
Ooh. In that case, I think she would just open it.
Yeah, so I mean, basically with one hand, you can just go and open up the coffin. Let's see. Let me find it here. As you open the lid, you hear something click. And then you hear a whirring sound. And then you hear ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. As these sort of metal fingers begin playing a music box. That's the best music box sound I can make. It appears that this was a trap designed to alert the Terracotta warriors if you had opened it before they were already alerted.
Well.
Inside the coffin, you see some Commodon bones wrapped in cloth. 200 gold pieces, 5 moonstones, the very fine-looking music box currently playing that was activated by the trap, and you see a Cannith mandolin, which appears to be very ornate and untouched by time.
Is that what is a mandolin?
Fantasy guitar.
It's a little blade slicer used to like slice
That's what I
tomatoes.
thought too. That's why I remember it.
Yeah, it's a chef's weapon. It is basically, and it's a magical instrument of the bards in the form of a Cannith mandolin, which, for lack of a better phrasing or description, fantasy guitar.
Okay.
Though mandolins exist in the real world.
Yeah, I think it's smaller than a lute. If memory serves me correctly, it's not as big as a lute, but it's not as small as a whatever.
Right. Captain Corelli was famed for his mandolin.
So I think that I think that Brilinya would call out to Qualu. We need to get this stuff and we need to get out. Come help me.
Understood. Yeah.
Vale, you're in the devil's mouth with a tiny lizard. You are in the form of a bat. The things we say in D&D. What would you like to do?
Rethink every single choice I've made so far. Okay, I finished thinking. Yeah. Given the fact that, I'm going to leave, but before I leave, get out of this devil's face, I'm going to use my dew claw, as one does when you're a bat, and I am going to draw a stick figure of like something that a child would, because I'm not an artist. And then I'm going to get the lizard's attention. I'm going to point to that. I'm going to make sure that I make little like pointy elf ears and have it carry like a sword. And then I'm going to point to that. And I'm going to point to me. And see if it understands if it's not just a lizard.
Make another charisma check.
Oh, dang it.
Which is a -3.
Oh, well, that's a -3 is 14.
It got a 12. So it actually seems to look less afraid. And it's sort of cocking its head at you. And it says something again in this language that you don't quite understand. And it makes no other gestures towards you.
I'm going to shake my head and shrug my little batty shoulders. And I'm going to start to crawl out of the devil's mouth, realizing that unless a miracle happens, I can't really understand. Oh, wait a minute. So here's the thing. I'm just going to go double check here. Give me one sec. Because I think, yeah, that's right. As a paladin, although I don't know if this would work, I do have the like automatic speak with animals.
Interesting. Well, let's see. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration, the knowledge and awareness. And that's just an automatic paladin thing, right?
Yeah, being a...
Being an Oath of Ancients?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you could attempt to use that, suddenly remembering, and you could attempt to communicate with this lizard.
All right, well then, yeah. I'll probably be like squeaking for a moment and then suddenly like, do you understand me?
This is quite strange. I was not expecting to be understood or communicating with a bat here.
Right. Well, okay. See, I wasn't always a bat.
Well, I couldn't always talk.
Ah, right. But you were always a lizard.
I have always been a lizard. I tried to speak to you in the language of Druidic.
Well, you're a druid.
I am not a druid. A druid from an adventuring company they called themselves the Yellow Banners or something.
Oh, right.
They took me from the jungle. They cast a spell on me and made it so I could speak and understand in Druidic. And they were hoping that I could help them. Do you know what they did? They wanted to use me to activate traps in this place.
Wow, I mean, that's a real dick move, isn't it?
And it's a good thing that my tail will break away and grow back. The first
Well-
chance I had, I escaped from them. They've been hiding
no-
out here ever since.
Well, I don't blame you. That's not very Ubtaui of them. Okay, well, look, I mean, I imagine you're probably trying to hide here, and you don't want to deal with most of the, out there and all. Well, you see, I'm a warrior priest, somewhat, of Ubtao. My friends and I have, gone in here and trying to do our thing, save the world and all that. But I mean, I imagine you've probably had enough of adventurers just stomping through the great jungle, doing the same thing. So, don't know. Do you want to come? Do you want to come hang out with us? I mean, we're not going to make you walk through traps or anything. It's just horrid. But
But I mean, I'm looking at you right now. You say you're an adventurer.
I know.
But I see a bat, so
Yeah, I know. I'm a bat
I'm
right
not
now.
entirely certain of my chances with you.
Okay, well, look at it this way. Look at it this way. How many bats do you know can cast spells? What can just suddenly start talking to lizards?
Admittedly, you are the first.
Right. So chances are, probably not just a normal bat, right? Probably one of them adventuring type, bipedal, warm-blooded type folks,
Right.
Sure, and this is just temporary anyway. It's like waking up it's like getting your tail cut off. It's not forever. It'll grow back. So
you hope.
You're pretty pessimistic. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's not your fault. I know you come here against your will. You're not happy about it, and I get it. You're projected, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But anyway, if you want to come with me, great. If you want to just, hang out round here and eat, bugs and things. I mean, it's your choice too. It's a nice, easy life.
I wouldn't say it is exactly easy. I have to keep hiding from all those big giant things that look like they're made from other people, and those weird albino dwarves and that creepy one. Although, come to think of it, I have not seen any of them for a while.
Yeah, we've done a bit of cleanup. We have.
Interesting. And with that, it's been a little more than 6 seconds. we'll cut back up to back to the adventure-y music as everybody else is fighting Terracotta warriors. Brilinya had opened the sarcophagus, hollered at Qualu. Taliel's not too far away, and it is Taliel's turn.
It's the Terracotta's turn, isn't it?
Oh, thank you for your honesty. It is, in fact, the Terracotta warrior's turn. Brilinya. Terracotta warriors start moving in from that southwestern section. Let's see, that one's going to move there. That one's going to move there. That one's going to stay there. So actually, that one's going to move there. 3 of them are going to attack Brilinya. All right, that's a 13, a 13, a 6, an 11, 21, and a critical fail.
The 21 hits.
That's 6 points of piercing damage, and you get an opportunity attack on the same one that just critically failed.
I'm gonna kick him. I don't have any weapons, so.
Okay. Just make a attack and add your strength modifier, which you have advantage on.
But I I do get advantage, which is great. Oh. That is a 17.
You kick at it, and it sort of holds the flat of its terracotta blade up and prevents your giant foot from damaging it. Taliel. 2 of them are going to attack you. There's a 21, a 16, a 21, and a 21.
Yeah, 21 hits.
So okay. 3 of them are going to hit. I rolled 3 17s. So you're going to take 16 points of piercing damage from them. And now it is your turn, Taliel.
Okay, so they keep coming at me.
The ones on the far side of the room that we're holding off are just beginning to start moving in your direction.
Yeah, but these guys keep on this side, keep coming around the corner or something.
Yeah,
right?
because there were still a couple more that were up at the top. And they're starting to slide down.
Okay, they're taking me off. I want to. If I disengage, that's an action, right? Or
Yes, it's an action to disengage.
okay, then I'm not going to do that because I don't want to waste the action. So I am going to.
You could disengage, grab the stuff in the coffin, and make a beeline for the exit.
No, Kualu's doing that, I'm assuming. I want to move down to the south. So I know I'll take opportunity attacks, but I want to get to the south. I want to get clear of the things that are in front of me so that I can shoot my bow.
You could get to the south without... That whole southwestern section is clear. It's all rubble now.
Yeah, so I want to... so basically, I want to go down to where the corner...
Okay.
So there's that. It's a cross. I want to go to the corner of the west side. That's just by where it would turn into the south. If that makes sense. So like the...
Yep, I got you.
Yeah. So they'll get opportunities as I'm moving away, and I'm grabbing my bow and arrows as I'm moving.
So you're not disengaging.
No, I'm no.
So so you're going to take the 2 opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
That's a 12 and a 15.
Both miss.
Okay, and then you kind of slam up against that wall, and you can now attack.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to shoot into the group of the ones that are now moving towards Kualu. So that's the whole other side of the
Well, Kualu moved all the way back by the door, so they're actually moving toward Brilinya.
Sorry, Brilinya, that's right.
Okay.
Yes, that whole southern one. I want to aim one of the ones in the middle of the pack, and I'm going to shoot an arrow at it.
Interesting.
Okay. That would be a 23 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, so what I'm also going to do is I'm going to, so it's a magical arrow as soon as it leaves, but it is also a bursting arrow. And so when it hits a creature, all the other creatures within 10 feet of it are going to take force damage as well as it.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll this damage. Okay, so the creature I hit is going to take 8 points. Let me make sure I have that right. Longbow. Yeah, 8 points of piercing damage. And then all of them are going to take 5 points of force damage. All the ones within 10 feet and it.
It's literally all of them in that section. Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot 2 more arrows at the group. It doesn't really matter which ones. So that's a 22 and a 24.
Yep.
So the first arrow does 8 points, and the second one does 13.
And you destroy the one that was sort of in that almost direct opposite space of where you are. Sort of adjacent to the corner on the other side. So that one's gone. And Qualu.
Having heard Brilinya call out, "Help me take this stuff," Qualu kind of sees the opening that there is between the coffin and the sigil that Vale had hopped through. He'll run forward, grab up, basically just scooping up all the contents in the coffin, because that's how he best understood it, and will then make a beeline it towards the south.
I need you, as soon as you grab everything, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, no. That's going to be a total of 9.
All right. As you grab everything up, in particular, as you grab the mandolin, 6 shadowy serpents slither out of the opening in the mandolin and begin to coil around you as you're moving. You hear a purring voice in your mind say, "I am not your enemy." And you feel this spirit of Shagambi the Kamadan inhabit your body. You have gained a new flaw. I never show mercy to evildoers. And whenever you take the attack action on your turn, you get 1 extra attack.
That's a lot of dice.
You now get 4 attacks per round on your attack action as long as Shagambi is inhabiting you. Shagambi is a female and is wise and virtuous.
I will never show mercy to evildoers.
Yep, I'll drop this in the chat for you, and then I'll drop this in the chat as well. So, yeah, 4 attacks now. And so you ran to, grabbed everything. What's your speed?
30.
So and then you're heading towards the sigil?
Yes.
So you get another 10 feet closer to the sigil after you grab everything.
Okay. As he's running, he'll be like, "Quit this sorcery! Get out of my head!" As he's running.
Back to the top of the order, Brilinya. Qualu's grabbed everything and is heading towards the sigil.
Brilinya will also head in that direction.
You have enough movement
slower.
to get there.
Right. She's not going to go in yet. She's going to be fending off any that try and, or she's going to be just like trying to pick off ones that are closest.
Okay. So you're going to take Eldritch Blast shots as you're moving?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's another 2 hits, 1 miss, and both of them are going to do 12 points.
Okay. So you don't destroy these 2, but you've done significant damage to 2 as you're kind of running past them and just blasting at them. And you're able to move into a position where you're kind of providing a buffer between you and the sigil. Vale. Are you going to continue talking to your lizard friend, or what are you going to do?
All right, I'm gonna climb out, and I'm just gonna ask him, "Well, do you want to come with us, or would you like to just stay here?"
I'm going to follow along and see what happens. You say you're an adventurer, but you appear to be a lone bat flying around in this cave, this dungeon.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a bat forever.
Yeah, we'll see.
Fine. So if this way is a dead end, I guess I'll re-examine the that door, see if I can do something.
I mean, even in your bat form, you can figure out that you don't have the strength it would take to open the door.
Yeah. Oh. It's not. No, I'd be metagaming. Be like, I'm gonna fly down to the lizard, ask him to punch me. But that again, that would be very metagamey. Because I would assume that the polymorph would end as soon as I got damaged once.
You could just fly yourself into a wall if you wanted that to happen.
Again, it's metagamey. That's not cool. Okay, so what? So I'm on the third floor.
You could assume that if your friends were to follow suit to what you did, they would appear where you did, potentially.
True, but I mean, like, how do you even communicate with them and say, hey, you guys should totally do this thing? That's not a terrible idea at all.
Right, but what I'm saying is you know where they're going to appear if they appear where you appeared.
Well, I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I'll fly back. Yeah, I guess I'll turn to the lizard, say, what's your name?
Honestly, they always just called me Lizard.
Right, well, tell you what then, lizard. I'm going to try and pick you up, and we're going to fly, not very well, back to where I just came from before.
Or
And
you could just fly and I will follow on my feet.
you can keep up.
I mean, how fast can you be? You're a bat. I can climb on ceilings and walls.
Wow, you're quite the saltwater lizard, aren't you? All right. Basically, we're just gonna go down to the balcony. We're gonna hook right, and we're just gonna make a nice U-turn, right back to Amira. Okay. Okay, and yeah, gonna take off in that direction.
All right. As you begin flying rapidly in that direction, you hear the pitter-patter of the lizard's feet as it runs across the wall and the ceiling. And as you sort of move up towards that second level of the balcony, you hear, "Wait a minute! You are quite a bit faster than I thought." You can outpace it by about, in your sprinting speed, you're outpacing it by about 20 feet.
All right, I'll move as fast as the slowest lizard.
Okay.
Leave no iguana behind. So
the Terracotta warriors back in the other room. A couple of them are going to advance on Brilinya in her giant state. 1, 2, 3 of them will be attacking you. That is an 8, an 8, a 6, a 10, a 16, and a 23.
Those last two will hit.
That is 9 points of piercing damage. But you managed to fend them off. All right, Taliel. Berlinya's kind of blocking, fending off Terracotta warriors. Qualu's making a beeline with an armful of treasure for the sigil. What are you going to do?
I am going to loose 3 arrows into the mass of Terracotta warriors that's on the south there, and then run to the corner. So first arrows go, and The first one is a 31 to hit. So
Okay.
that
Sure.
one, I'm going to use the other slot of my arcane shot and make it another bursting arrow, so that it explodes and catches all of the ones within 10 feet of it. Okay, so it takes 9 points of piercing, magical piercing from the arrow. Oh wow. And 12 points of force damage for all of them, including itself.
So that one is destroyed. And then you do significant damage to all of the others. Actually, 2 more of them drop. The 2 that had sort of moved toward the sarcophagus. And then all of the other ones in this corner are significantly damaged. And then what?
Okay, so then my second arrow, it looks like it's going to
Wait, that was just your first arrow?
That was just the first arrow.
Good
yeah.
Lord.
That was the big bursting arrow. So the second arrow looks like it's going to miss. I rolled terribly, but I have a bonus action that all of a sudden the arrow just inexplicably curves and goes towards a different target than the one I was aiming at, and I get to re-roll that attack. So, but that's still a miss, I believe. It's a 14 to hit. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll miss. That's the,
Yes.
what is that, the Yondu attack? You just give a whistle and control the arrow.
Exactly. So it goes after a second one, which maybe it's one of the ones that exploded from the force damage, so it misses. And my third arrow also misses.
All right. Any movement?
Yeah. After that, I'm going to try to get down to the south corner where the sigil is, the south where everybody's
You could
hidden.
make it to the sigil from where you are.
Yeah, I think I would look at the other 2. I would see that they were all there, and I will step on the sigil.
Roll me a d4.
Yeah. 3.
All right. You Taliel disappears. And you appear in a 15-foot by 15-foot room with a familiar-looking mirror. Looking in that mirror, you see that you are a snake with wings. You have polymorphed into a flying snake.
Yeah. Rocket. Love it.
Okay. Qualu.
Qualu will follow suit and step on the rune that so far no one has been vaporized on by, or electrocuted, or vaporized, or incinerated on. So it's probably the best rune to stand on.
All right. Roll a d4.
That's a 4.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't like it when Jake laughs.
You see for a moment as you appear in front of the mirror, right next to a flying snake, and Taliel, you see next to you appear a quipper, which is a sort of piranha-like fish
So am I
that
just
falls to the
flopping-
ground and begins flopping around.
I flop around Magikarp style. Awesome.
Yes.
Wait.
So,
Oh, can I breathe?
no. You are suffocating.
Oh no.
That's why I was like, wait a minute.
Oh no.
And of course this would happen to you, Connor. I gotta check the suffocation rules. Can't remember where they are.
DMG. I think. Oh, maybe no.
Wait, no, I think it's in the PHP. I was trying to look it up.
I just typed in the word suffocation into Google, thinking, yes, it'll give me the 5e rules. It gave me the Wikipedia page and the definition for what suffocation is.
Not too much help here. So, I need a moment as I look up my player's handbook And then I'm trying to remember where that is.
Page 183.
It doesn't help me in the D&D Beyond. What's the chapter? Oh, here we go. A creature can hold its breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus its Constitution modifier. So, Connor, a Quipper has a -1 con mod. So you have 30 seconds of holding your breath. After which, you will
Have 1 round.
You have 1 round before you are suffocating, and you will drop to 0 hit points and begin. Well, we'll see. So, Brilinya.
Brilinya is going to jump into the sigil.
Roll a d4.
Oh god.
Don't roll a 4 like me.
I rolled a 1.
I can't believe you all rolled different numbers.
Did we?
Yeah. Mike rolled a 2 and got bat. Kaeryn rolled a 3, got flying snake. Connor rolled a 4, got quipper. Brilinya. Now, I'm going to say this happens just because the effect... How long did the enlarged spell effect last for the...
You turn into a giant small animal. That's hilarious.
You are going to turn into a giant version of this thing.
Just like a giant squirrel.
A giant yucca beetle. Just to really...
Oh, no.
It's
1 minute.
It's 1 minute. So you'll have about 30 seconds in giant form as you transform into a baboon. So a very large baboon suddenly appears next to a flying snake and a suffocating quipper in front of a magical mirror. You are out of combat with the Terracotta warriors.
That is a good idea. I think Monklinya would see
Babunya.
would see the fish. I don't know if she can tell which is which. She is immediately going to grab the fish
And eat it?
Just I think that she would begin to run up towards the water room with the waterfall.
The water room is then in the next level. It's 1 level up.
Yeah.
You have not encountered any water in this level so far.
Oh, she would start running, sprinting with the fish.
All right, you run. You begin heading with this fish in your hands. You begin running north up the hallway, and you see a bat flying towards you down the hallway. Coming around the corner is a lizard on the wall. As you are running towards it and Vale bat, you see a baboon holding a quipper followed by a flying snake come around the corner. And as it comes charging towards you, this baboon, the quipper is dying in its hands.
My last few moments are of agony.
It suddenly hits 0 hit points as it runs out of breath. And when it does so, that cancels out the polymorph. Fortunately, the baboon is still in an enlarged state and is suddenly holding Qualu in its arms.
Is Qualu conscious for this, or am I at 0 as well?
No, because when you're in polymorph form, you just revert to your normal form.
Okay.
And suddenly you can breathe.
Qualu's just taking the biggest breaths.
And I
looking
think
up, being cradled in the arms of a giant baboon.
And I think that is a good spot to end this session.
On second thought, let's not go to Chult. 'Tis a silly place.
Oh my gosh.
Is this just monkeying around?
So, if you had just opened the stupid sarcophagus and grabbed this stuff and got out of there earlier, I will say, just because you're not going to be, I assume you're not going to try to get back in that room again. If you had not, fortunately, you didn't decide to dispel all of the runes, because that's your only way out of that room, is those teleportation runes. But if you were going to dispel one, the north one was the right one to do it. It was malfunctioning, and you would have taken a whole bunch of force damage when you had teleported. The south rune is the only one that also polymorphs you when you teleport through it. If you had taken the eastern rune, you would have gone through without any trouble whatsoever. But you had an uncanny amount of luck, Vale in particular. I have never rolled so many D20s. This is not going to show up very well because of the green card, but that was me attempting to mitigate and monitor damage and everything in this room. I basically drew a grid version of the floor and just started tracking hit points and whatnot, and using a red pen to help me figure out who was where. This was, from a DM's point of view, this was a nightmare of a encounter just to keep track of. I sent it to you guys in our chat so you can just see what that looked like. I gave you, Qualu, your the effects you now have, that extra attack. As it stands right now, you have roughly completed about 30% of this level of the dungeon. You've taken care of the east and the southern portions. You could actually, I guess you could say 25% would be accurate. There's still sort of a couple other areas, but one encounter for this session. But yeah, you survived. Fortunately, the Terracotta Warriors were not outputting a lot of damage. If you had rolled crits, you would have destroyed them instantly. But I don't think anybody rolled a crit. Well, wait, there was at least one crit.
Yep,
but your damage alone had destroyed it enough.
Yeah.
All right. I have so many tabs open, I can't find. There it is. Yeah, that was just crazy, and I love that it ended with a. I love that 4 adventurers went in, but now there's 5 animals out the hallway, or there were. As there's a bat, a lizard, a flying snake, a baboon, momentarily a fish, and there is now a giant baboon holding a half orc.
Yeah, just cradled up in its arms, just like, oh yes.
Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons. It's a bad Disney knockoff movie.
Brilinya has like the oddest urge now to find a really tall tower to climb up.
You've got your woman. You're
All right. Well, thank you everybody who joined us tonight in the chat. It was awesome having everybody in there, and I'm glad you enjoyed the session. Be sure to tune in the rest of the week for games. If we are able to get together for All That Glitters tomorrow night, that will be on at 8:30 p.m. on Tuesday. We will be, myself, Em, and Connor, and Kaeryn will all be over on Dice on Ice for Em's Curse of Strahd campaign. Wednesday, I will be on Erasmus Expeditions for Jeremy's Momentum game. Thursday, we'll be returning for what could possibly be if not the final episode of the season, the penultimate episode of the 3rd season of Dawnbringer's Ghosts of Saltmarsh. And then I don't think I have a game on Friday, which means I'll probably be over on YouTube for a couple hours from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. doing Just Crafting, a live crafting stream. Be sure to check out everybody's social medias, which are in the corner of their names there. And Tamiko in the chat says that Alan's CFTRPG's Curse of Strahd game is returning this Friday. So that'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/miniterraindomain. And I'll be sure to remind you about it during the live crafting stream. All right. I want to say a final thank you to Mike, Kaeryn, M, and Connor. As always, thank you for an amazing session. And what a crazy one this was. And hopefully we'll be back next Sunday for more Chult of Personality. With that, we're going to end the stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want.
A monkey gang.